What is up, guys? It's Wolfbite here, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be comparing the Galaxy S8 that I have right now to the new iPhone X. And we're just going to compare some specs, some features, different things that they have so you can make a better decision on which one you would rather buy. If you think it's worth to pick up the iPhone X in November, then be sure to look at the video before you buy. So this is just a guide for both phones, guys, and I can't really give you a first look at the iPhone X because obviously I don't have it, but I will be showing some pictures and stuff of the Galaxy S8 and iPhone X. I will be showing stuff, but it's not going to be of me, so just be wary of that. So guys, I hope you guys will enjoy the video. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so the Galaxy S8 is not the newest phone, but it did come out earlier this year in April. And the newest phone from Galaxy is obviously the Note 8, but I do not have the Note 8. And I wanted to give you guys a comparison of the $500 S8 compared to the $1,000 iPhone X and see where they stack up, see how much better is the iPhone X than the Galaxy S8, and just a little comparison. So guys, first feature that we're going to talk about is their actual size. Alright guys, so here are the specs for the dimensions of the phone. As you can see, the Galaxy S8 is a bit longer and the iPhone X is a bit wider, and the iPhone X is also a little bit thinner than the Galaxy S8. So they're about the same thickness. You won't really tell when you hold them both in your hand, but just for specs wise, the iPhone X is a little bit thinner. The thing I do like about the Galaxy S8 though, that really makes it easy to hold, is that width. And the width is, the phone is really narrow, so it's easier in my opinion to hold it with one hand, which is pretty convenient in my opinion. Now the iPhone X is a bit heavier than the Galaxy S8, and it comes in at 174 grams compared to the Galaxy S8 at 155 grams. So it will feel a little bit heavier with the iPhone X, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that big of a difference. Now guys, for the colors, the iPhone X only comes in two, and it comes in space gray and silver, which is pretty standard. I mean, they only have two colors. It kind of sucks. While the Galaxy S8 has black, silver, gray, gold, and blue. So you are getting more color options, but honestly, I like the Galaxy S8 best in black. It just goes really well with the way the screen looks. It looks so much better than all the other colors. So I recommend getting both phones in black actually, because the iPhone X, in my opinion, the white or the silver one, doesn't really look that good with the edge display. So in my opinion, just get the black one. It makes it look a lot cleaner. For the actual build materials for the iPhone X and the Galaxy S8, the iPhone X does come in stainless steel and glass, while the Galaxy S8 comes in aluminum and glass. So getting two different build materials, but they're pretty much the same thing. Both of these phones are water resistant, and the Galaxy S8 comes in with an IP68 and the iPhone X comes in at IP67. So pretty much the same thing there, guys. Not too big a difference. Now guys, these phones are rocking the same display size, so they're both coming in at 5.8 inches. And if you were to get the S8 Plus, it will come in at 6.2 inches, and the Note would be 6.3 inches. So pretty big displays, guys, no bezels, so it's gonna be really nice displays that you're getting with these phones. And speaking of displays, the Galaxy S8 does come with a Super AMOLED display, and iPhone is coming out with their Super Retina display is what they call it, but it's pretty much the same display. And if you didn't know this already, Apple does get their displays from Samsung, because Samsung is the only one who could produce so many OLED displays. So pretty much getting the same display, guys. It's the same thing, just different names. Now the resolutions for these phones are a bit different. You might be surprised because the iPhone X is newer, but the Galaxy S8 actually has the higher resolution screen. So the iPhone X only has 458 ppi, so pixels per inch, and the resolution is 2436 by 1125. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S8 has 570 ppi, so pixels per inch, and it has a 2960 by 1440 display. So rocking that 1440p, guys, and it's just chilling on this Galaxy S8 right here. So the Galaxy S8 does have a better screen resolution. Another thing with the design is the iPhone X actually has a bezel-less design, and so does the Galaxy S8, but the Galaxy S8 is a bezel-less and it's curved also, so the edges are actually curved, which makes for a better design in my opinion. It looks clean, it looks futuristic. I really like the edges on the display. Both of these phones do not have an actual home button. The iPhone X has a swipe up gesture to open or unlock the phone along with your Face ID, which I will get to in a minute. And the Galaxy S8 has a virtual home button, and you could also use the fingerprint sensor or the face unlock. So different ways to get into your phone, guys, and also different ways to get back. So if you want to go back from an app on the iPhone X, you just swipe up and it'll take you home. And with the Galaxy S8, it does have the virtual home button on the screen, so you can just press that. The iPhone X obviously does not have a fingerprint sensor, unlike the Galaxy S8. The Galaxy S8 has a fingerprint sensor on the back, which is pretty inconvenient for some people. For me, I got used to it pretty quick, and it is a little awkward to use at first because I'm so used to the iPhone, and I would just use my Touch ID on the home button, but reaching to the back with my index finger is not that much different, and I do get used to it. If you have small hands, it might be a problem for you. And if you have the Note 8, I heard it is pretty shitty, the placement for that, because the Note 8 is a big phone. It's a pretty big phone. So getting to that fingerprint on the back is not the easiest thing in the world with one hand. But on the iPhone X, you do not get a fingerprint sensor at all. So they didn't even bother including that in the actual phone. Now guys, iPhone X, obviously, if you did see the event, and unless you've been living under a rock, then you know that iPhone X has facial recognition, and they're calling it Face ID. And pretty much it's the next big thing according to Apple, and it has a 1 in a million chance of you getting broken into your phone using Face ID. The only thing I am skeptical about is, if you did see my last video, I did talk about this. I will link that down in the description, but they did actually mess up on the demo of Face ID, which is pretty funny because they're talking about it, they're hyping it up, and it didn't work. So I'm pretty skeptical about how this is gonna work in the long run, and I wonder if Apple will perfect it, because the Galaxy S8, the facial recognition is pretty weird to use. You have to hold your phone out like this, like holding it, looking up at your face, and it's not the most comfortable thing to do in the world. I really just use the fingerprint sensor to unlock my phone. And the iPhone X, guys, they went all in with this feature, so hopefully it is perfected. And I hope also, another thing to note, I am wondering if you just look at your phone, then will it unlock, like if anyone looks at it, will they trigger it enough times so that your phone just gets locked and the Face ID doesn't work? Because I think that's exactly what happened in the Apple event. I think somebody else was looking at Craig's phone in the event where it didn't work, and it pretty much caused it to lock up and require him to put in his passcode. So that might be a thing, guys. I don't know. That's what Apple said it was, that a bunch of people were using it before, and it pretty much messed up the Face ID because they were all looking at it, and then it wasn't Craig's face, so it wasn't logging in, and then it actually required him to put in his passcode. So if that's the case, I wonder how it's going to work in public. If somebody does a glance at your phone, is it going to count as an unlock try or unlock attempt? And if it does, that'd suck ass, because your phone would pretty much always require you to put in the passcode anyway. So I don't really see a point in Face ID in that regard. Alright guys, so these processors are pretty top of the line. The Galaxy S8 is rocking a Snapdragon 835, and it's Qualcomm's best processor that they have right now. It's an octa-core, so 2.5 gigahertz. It's gonna be lightning fast, and on my phone right now, the processor is amazing. All of my apps open up pretty quick, but I'm very curious to see the A11 chip, the A11 Bionic chip actually, that Apple has just released with their iPhone 8 and iPhone X. And they're saying it's the best processor ever in a smartphone, and I'm curious to see if that's the deal. And I'm pretty sure it will beat the Galaxy S8 and the Note 8 in the speed test, because Apple is really good at optimizing all of their things, because they have their OS, their own processor. Everything is just Apple, so it's going to be well optimized for their devices. Right now, we do not know how much RAM the iPhone X currently has. It's rumored to be 3 gigabytes, but we don't know for sure. And the Galaxy S8 does in fact have 4 gigabytes of RAM, so pretty good, and not as good as the Note 8, because the Note 8 does have 6 gigabytes, so it's better for multitasking and stuff like that, which is the main purpose of the phone. So I would see why they would have more RAM, but Galaxy S8 4 gigs, pretty good. As for storage, guys, the iPhone X does come in 64 gigs and 256 gig model, and it's non-expandable, while the Galaxy S8 only comes in 64 gigs, but it is actually expandable. So you could put in a micro SD and actually put your files or anything you want on there and then just swap it out for a new one. And if you want more storage, it's very easy to get. So that's one thing that I do like about the S8 and all other Android phones, that a lot of them do have the actual storage capacity to hold different storage devices, so you could expand the storage infinitely if you really wanted to. So that's a really cool feature about Galaxy and other Androids. As for the battery, guys, the Galaxy S8 does have a 3000 milliamp battery, and the iPhone X they don't really release the actual battery specs, but they do say that it will last 2 hours longer than the iPhone 7. So I'm curious to see how much better it is than the Galaxy S8 when it finally does come out, but pretty sure it will be longer battery life than the Galaxy S8, just because it is newer and they're expanding upon the iPhone 7. Both of these phones do support fast charging, and they both also support wireless charging, but finally, guys, Apple has released their new iPhone with wireless charging, so we might see wireless charging a lot more in public. So Starbucks and stuff, they might have wireless chargers now in their tables and stuff. So you never know, guys. Wireless charging is the future, so pretty cool. And I wish they would have done the rumors that you could actually charge your phone in a radius. That would have been so cool and a big feature that would have probably put it over the top of any phone right now. So that would have been a very cool feature, but I don't think we're up to that technology yet. But maybe on the next iPhone, we don't know yet. Both of these cameras are pretty cool. They are 12 megapixel cameras in the rear, and the Galaxy S8 does have a 8 megapixel camera on the front, while the iPhone X has a 7 megapixel camera on the front. And the iPhone X does have dual cameras, so it does have a telephoto lens, and the S8 does not have a telephoto lens. So iPhone X will be better for portrait shots, stuff like that, and the Galaxy S8 is just a standard camera, but it is a very good camera. Both of these cameras are amazing, and I'm pretty sure the iPhone X camera is the same one from the iPhone 7, but iPhone X will have portrait lighting, I believe, and it's going to be an amazing feature for photographers, stuff like that, and you could take really good studio-like pictures. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see that feature being implemented. The Galaxy S8 does have a 1.7 aperture, while the iPhone X has a 1.8 aperture. So the Galaxy S8 is slightly better in low light situations, and it does create a slightly blurrier background, but we'll see when the iPhone 8 comes out. We'll see everything in real life camera shots, so it's going to be interesting to see. Also, guys, both of these cameras do have image stabilization on both their cameras, or at least the iPhone X on both of its dual cameras. It has optical image stabilization, and the S8 obviously has optical image stabilization. Last feature I want to talk about, guys, is that the S8 is running Android, obviously Android 7.0 or 7.1 actually, Nougat, and it has the Samsung experience skin on it, so it's pretty much their own operating system, while the iPhone X has iOS 11, and iOS 11 looks pretty good. It looks clean, and I'm pretty sure it will run faster than Android just because it's very optimized for iPhones, unlike Android. Alright, guys, so finally the biggest difference in these phones will be the price. The price for the Galaxy S8 is around $550, and the price for the iPhone X will be $1,000. So up to you guys if you guys want to spend that money. There is some better options. It's better compared to the Note 8 in price, because the Note 8 is also $900, and pretty much you got to decide for yourself if you do want to spend the extra money and get the iPhone X, or if you want to get the S8 and save some money. So both of these phones are very good phones. I just want to say that, and I wouldn't like recommend one over the other. It's kind of like personal preference. If you don't mind spending $500 more for the iPhone X, then go right ahead, and it's your money, and it's up to you. If you are a diehard iPhone fan, then you're probably gonna spend the extra $500. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe for more content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.